Giving to others often feels like an infinite resource. Your time, your energy, your attention, you use them to light up everyone else's life, even as yours begins to grow darker. There was a monk named Yashi who lived this way. For 6 years at her monastery, she was the person everyone relied on. When a student was confused, they sought her out. When an older monk was tired, she took over their duties. She gave everything and asked for nothing in return. At first, it worked. Every time Yashi helped someone, she felt a surge of fulfillment. Their relief became her fuel, convincing her that she didn't need to take care of herself as long as she was taking care of others. But over the years, the balance shifted. The people she guided found their footing and grew stronger. And as they moved forward, they naturally stopped coming to Yashi, not because they didn't care, but because they no longer needed her. Every time someone left, they carried away a piece of Yashi's energy. She had spent years continuously drawing from her own supply without ever stopping to ensure it was replenished. By her 6th year, Yashi was empty. She still tried to help, but her words had no weight and her presence had no warmth. The younger monks stopped coming to her because the comfort she once offered had vanished. When you give until you are empty, you lose the very thing you were trying to share. The lamp goes out, and the ability to provide light disappears. One evening, Yashi sat alone in the dark prayer hall. An old master came and sat beside her, looking at the row of oil lamps on the shelf. He walked to the shelf and picked up a lamp. It was burning, but the oil was low. He carried it to an empty lamp on the table and tilted it to share the flame. The flame caught, but the first lamp immediately ran out of oil. Its fire died. Now the second burned, and the first was dark. He picked up the second lamp and tried to use it to light a third. The same thing happened. The second lamp's oil was already low. It ignited the third, but went out itself. By the end of this sequence, only the third lamp was burning, and its flame was weak. This is what happens when a flame is passed without an underlying fuel source. It inherently weakens with every transfer, until the giver is consumed and nothing is left to give. The master went back to the shelf and picked up a lamp that was full of oil. Its flame was tall and steady. He brought it to another empty lamp and shared the fire. The empty lamp caught fire, and the full lamp kept burning. Because there was oil to sustain the process, both flames stayed alive and strong. The difference wasn't the act of lighting the lamp, it was the presence of the oil. It could share its flame without losing its own. The act of giving looks the same in both cases, but its sustainability is determined entirely by what remains in the giver's own vessel. The master told Yashi she was that first lamp. She had spent 6 years trying to light others while her own oil ran dry. She wanted to fulfill her purpose, but she tried to do it without ever pausing to receive or letting anyone else pour into her. Filling yourself first is not an act of selfishness. It is the only way to keep giving. A lamp with no oil cannot light anything, and a person with nothing left cannot help anyone. You can choose to burn yourself down to nothing, or you can choose to burn because you are full. Only one of those paths keeps the world bright. Yashi looked at the row of lamps. The ones with oil burned tall, the empty ones sat dark. She realized she had been the dark one for a long time. She understood that the way back to her flame was not through more giving, it was through filling. She needed to stop and allow herself the time to rest. When was the last time you filled yourself before trying to fill everyone else? True generosity begins with making